The International is coming. The world's best Dota 2 teams fighting for their chance to be forever remembered as the greatest players of all time. Each team and player bringing with them a unique story to share. This is the International Lowdown, and this is the story of Team Liquid. One of the oldest orgs in the scene, Team Liquid was already known for their teams and other esports titles and their widely used esports database, Liquipedia. But in Dota 2, their success was fleeting, until Kuro. The org began their journey in Dota 2 in 2012, with mixed results. It wasn't until 2015, when they signed Kuro's newly built 5 Youngs team to the roster, that they finally began to see some serious potential. The roster was built by Kuro himself, for one purpose only. After a solid start in their first year together at the International 6, change needed to happen. And during the 2016-2017 season, Team Liquid added the Maverick Miracle and put their trust in a brand new talent, GH, a decision that would prove to be extremely lucrative. At TI7, the team was pushed to the lower bracket after only their first main stage game, one loss away from going home right at the beginning. Team Liquid, they defied the odds though, and went on a killing spree in that lower bracket, eliminating 5 opponents back-to-back to face Newbie for the TI7 championship title last year. To the average viewer, it was an unexpected and lucky run, but for Liquid, it was no fluke. This was a plan years in the making, a calculated series of events to claim their destiny. A runner-up at TI3 with Na'Vi after losing the iconic base race against Alliance, Kuro was known for being a very good player, but he would not reach his prime until he took fate into his own hands and formed 5 Youngs after a brief stint with Team Secret. With 5 Youngs, he would prove himself as the world-class captain that he is today. Kuro is known as one of the greatest minds in Dota 2, and is known by players and fans alike as a man who's on a mission. When he won the International 7, he achieved a dream that was robbed from him 4 years ago, a dream 7 years in the making. For the first time, the stoic leader of Liquid showed a little bit of emotion on that main stage. He had finally done it. Real-life sea captain and in-game hunter-killer, Matumba Man has been the cornerstone of Liquid ever since their 5 Youngs days. One of the more exotic Dota 2 personalities, Matumba Man is just as likely to show up to the grand finals in shorts and sandals as he is to take out the entire enemy team as his incredible Lycan. Local Finnish pub legend turned into international superstar, Matumba Man has been Liquid loyal for years, executing plays that only a madman could possibly pull off. Luckily for Liquid, Matumba Man is just the right kind of crazy. Miracle exploded into the pro scene from humble pub star beginnings. First to hit the coveted 9,000 MMR in his career's infancy, which is the highest ranking a Dota 2 player can achieve at the time, Miracle could do just that, create miracles for every team that he played on. Known most for his Invoker plays, who many consider to be the most complicated and difficult hero in the game, Miracle can be a one-man team, a strategy early teams that played with him pretty much adhered to. If you can make room for the Miracle, he can win you the game all by himself. These days, Miracle is more of a team player than an all-star, but once in a while, he likes to remind the world that he is still the best. Mind Control's early career was one of a mercenary. Struggling teams would hire him for his brute strength, winning games for them, but then casting him aside when it finally came time to solidify that roster. Where many teams and players could be discouraged, Mind Control seemed to take it as an opportunity, acquiring new knowledge from each new venture. His big break came when a fateful call from Kuro had him joining Team Liquid. Mind Control has stayed loyal ever since. When asked what he would do if he was not a pro gamer, he said, "If I'm not a pro gamer, I'd stop whatever I was doing and try to be a pro gamer. He might have a one-tracked mind, but at least he can control it. During Liquid's formation period, the team had all the right ingredients, but couldn't seem to really get off the ground. That was until a completely unknown Lebanese LAN cafe player was invited to the team by Kuro himself, who triggered the tidal wave that was TI7 Liquid. That man was GH, one of the more talkative players on Liquid and a positive force in the team. GH is always smiling and building spirits, while at the same time turning his enemies into dust. Teams claim that it's almost impossible to ban against Team Liquid, and this is mostly due to GH. Allowing GH to get either as Keeper of the Light or IO is widely considered an insta-loss by many competitive teams. And unfortunately for them, his hero pool only seems to be increasing since the International 7. Supporting in Dota 2 means that you keep your team happy. Most supports will limit this to in-game play, but as you can see from GH, every time that he enters a booth, he takes his role of support very seriously, creating happiness and positivity for his team in the real world. And thus is the story of Team Liquid, a team that has wanted nothing more than to be the best and become shining examples of what it means to be a Dota 2 champion. After winning the International, the team told fans that they had felt something strange, an emptiness. For so long, they had dreamed of the Aegis, and now that they had it, they were lost. But they did agree that there was still one task remaining: to become the only squad in history to win 2 internationals. The champions return for their prize this year at the International 8.